So you've been working hard. Not only have you made money, but you've actually managed to keep it. So what's the next step? I've come up with 3 ideas that I think are crucial to set yourself up for the future. And if you haven't done any of these yet, you are severely missing out. I also threw a bonus tip in at the end, so make sure to stick around for that. So if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, you probably know how much he values a small emergency fund, and I am in full agreement. So the first step is to save $1,000. Pretty self-explanatory, and if you've been frugal, then I'd assume you've already got some type of money saved up. But that's not what I want you to get from this. There's more to it. You want your money somewhere that it can be generating income. And one thing that I've talked about a lot on my channel is having a high yield savings account. There is absolutely no reason your money shouldn't be in one. But a potentially better alternative that I've found out about recently is having your money saved in bonds. And for a while, I thought there was no point to investing into bonds because I'm young and I can afford to take a bit more risk for higher returns. But then I found out about SGOV, and shout out to Clear Value Tax. He made a video on SGOV recently, and he's really the only reason I even know about it. But it works pretty similarly to a high yield savings account. And honestly, highlighting SGOV was the main reason I even wanted to make this video. So SGOV is a bond ETF, and it has some of the craziest movement I've ever seen in a chart. Basically, the value goes up every single month, and at the end of the month, it pays that out in the form of dividends, and then drops back down to where it started. Here's what the chart looks like so you can see what I mean. But the reason this can be a better alternative to a high yield savings account is because for a long time, like just recently, it was paying 5.8%, which is a lot higher than what most high yield savings accounts have been paying. It has dropped since then, but currently SGOV has a yield of 4.69%, which still is an entire percent higher than what my high yield pays me currently. So just to help you visualize the power and importance of this, let's think about this. If you had $1,000 in a regular bank account, most bank accounts pay like 0.02%, right? You would make 20 cents at the end of the year. 20 cents. If you had it in bonds with a 4.69% yield, you would have made $46.90 completely for free, doing absolutely nothing. The absolute very next thing that you need to do is set up a Roth IRA. I really haven't talked about a Roth on my channel yet, but I believe it's super important. If you're unfamiliar with a Roth, let me start by saying it's a retirement account, so keep that in mind. You won't be able to touch this money until retirement age, or in other words, until you're 59 and a half. You can only put $7,000 per year into a Roth, but what's so cool about it is all your money is taxed as you put it in, so all the money you get out is completely tax-free. You don't have to pay a dime to anyone. Another thing that I think is super cool about a Roth that I actually just found out about is you can actually use some of the money as a down payment on your first home. That's just sweet. But there are some people that say, I'm not going to live that long, or I didn't plan on living this long. Dumb stuff like that, right? Regardless, you're either going to set yourself up so you can chill and have a comfortable retirement, or you're going to die when you're 30, and at least you'll have a little bit of money stashed away from your family. There's no reason not to start contributing. But that brings us to the third and probably most crucial part of this entire video. I know some people may not like to hear this, but the last step is to get a life. I'm not saying that in a mean way, but often people get so caught up in things, especially in the case of finances, that they forget to live. Have hobbies. Have a personality. Just do something that brings you happiness and fulfillment to your life. One thing that I've learned just from my life so far is having goals that you're actively working towards plays a tremendous role in keeping you happy and just overall fulfilled. Take YouTube, for example. I think everyone that starts making YouTube videos wants to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I have definitely been enjoying the journey. Each new video and each new subscriber, as cliche as it may sound, brings me a ton of enjoyment and a ton of satisfaction. Before the bonus tip, I'd like to say this video goes out to my younger brothers, Julian and Christian, and honestly any other stubborn young kid. Please just listen to what I'm saying. I think this is a great starting point for your financial journey, But I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, consider leaving a comment, consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. My last video talks about the importance of frugality, so if you're curious, I'll put that up on the screen. Good luck on your investing journey. I almost forgot the bonus tip. If you've done all this, just start investing, bro. You can only invest so much into a Roth.